Hey guys, welcome back. After a long time, I want to share something really amazing with you all. So yesterday, actually, I was having some conversation with some of my friends, and we eventually came to a point where we started to discuss about one fundamental truth that is really amazing for me as well as I think so it would be really for you, because we came to a point when we started to discuss about what is that one thing or what is that thing that separates us from being the topmost people of the world, that is Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and people like Steve Jobs. What is that one thing that separates them from us? So what's my perspective about it is that there's just one thing. There's just one thing that allows them to be themselves. And if I just put that one thing inside me or you, we will become Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. And if I remove that one thing from Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, they will become us. So what's that one thing? Now, this is particularly something that we never talk about, we never think about it, but this is something my perspective about it, and I don't preferably say this that has to be the perspective for every other person, but this is the perspective for myself. Firstly, what we look at to them right now is something really far from us. So one thing that is to be considered is that their position, the things that they have accomplished in their life has come through a journey, and try to understand that it's not a pinnacle, it's not a peak of the mountain that is certainly to be reached, but it's in position that you just cross in the order of achieving something great. So by that I'm trying to mean that it's not a summit. It's not like climbing up to the peak of the Mount Everest and you say, "Ooh, we have suddenly reached here." So that's not something like that, what you can reach. And the second point is that we have a limitation right now, because what we are looking at to them, certainly our age would be 25, 30, 35, somewhere around that, and their age is around 50, if I suppose it at a minimum, so that's around 50. Right now Elon Musk is of 50 years of age. So if I accumulate the difference between Elon Musk age and my age, that would be something around 22 years. So I'm 28, so there's a 22 years of a difference. But if I look in the order or the transition they have went through, so I can perfectly say that if I am trying to accomplish the way they have accomplished, certainly I would be Elon Musk at the age of 50, because there is a gap. I do understand no one knew who Elon Musk was when he was 28 years of age, right? We don't know people talking about Elon Musk when we were in 2005, especially in India. We didn't know about it. So the one thing that I really wanted to say, y'all, it's not a pinnacle. The next thing, the greatest thing that what I wanted to actually talk about, it's a freedom point. There is a state on that could be called as a launch pad for these people and for us too. And what is that launch pad? The launch pad is called as freedom point. So if you reach your freedom point, after that state, you can be Elon Musk, you can be Jeff Bezos, you can be Steve Jobs, you can be any one person whomsoever you desire to become. So that freedom point is when you have a financially stable life. And by that, what do I mean? So let's suppose you have a good house to live in. So into that house you can live for the next 20, 30 years, at least for the 20 years, what we can say preferably. So for the next 20 years you have really good house in which you can live. Nextly, you also have a survival mechanism set for you. So you have the survival mechanism set for you. So for the next 10 to 15 years you don't have to think about your survival things, the basic necessity things like food and medical facilities and anything else. And also you have got some amount invested into the right sources that will preferably give you some good gains after a certain period of time. So if you have set these all things into the right order, if you have achieved this point, so after this point, whatever you want to do is completely free. So you can just go on to have the things that you want to do. So if you think that we should start a certain industry, preferably you can start that. There's no foundations, there's no boundaries, there's no limitations that are stopping you right now. Because when we look to ourselves right now in this position where we don't have a financially stable life, we are set by boundaries and limitations and horizons that we think so we cannot cross. And that's the one thing that limits us. but they are onto a stage where they are able to do anything. And if I reach my launch pad, this freedom point where I have everything, my survival is not at risk, so I can preferably go ahead to do anything what I want. I can get into a risk because my life, my survival is not at risk now. But I can choose to do things that are preferably risky. What we call as Tesla, what we call as Amazon, what we call as AWS, these things are preferably a little bit of things that come with a risk. Either you can have it or either you can't have it. Now you would say that they have achieved these things when they had no financial freedom at all. Yeah, I do understand, but there's a state of being into survival mode. So survival is really important at to every point of time. So if you can achieve your survival point, you can actually you're able to you can actually get into a mode where you can do anything in your life. So there's no limitations set for you now. You can go ahead to do any kind of a business. You're open to execute on your ideas, your potentials, whatever you think is going to be the next exponential thing that can help you to grow in your life. So you can preferably choose all those things, and this is the one certain thing. So I think that if I can reach, or you can reach your freedom point, what's your freedom point? You have to know that. You have to calculate that. What's your freedom point? What is the amount of the money or the financial status that you need? What is the bank balance that you need in your bank to be kept aside for your survival for the next 15 years or 20 years of time? So what is those things? So if you can get around those things, if you can actually measure those things and get into a procedure of accumulating those things, you will reach that point very soon. And you need to define a time for yourself as well. So when you get to that position, that okay, into the next 10 years of time, for the people listening to me right now at to the 20 years of age, this is a golden opportunity for you, because these are the things that no one will ever tell you. Because we as people, we think so that we have to become Elon Musk, but what is the procedure to become Elon Musk? So that's the reason over here. So this is the point what I wanted to mention you all, and this is a really great thing that you should be listening to, and you should be trying to measure yourself based upon what's your financial status that you want to reach, what's your freedom point, what's your launch pad, what is that state that will help you to transit from being a person who is not able to execute on your potential to being that person who will be actually able to execute onto your potential. So this is a great thing, guys. You must think about it, and hope so if you have a good day, and meet you very soon. Till then, goodbye.